Hello again. A friend of mine just sent me this and I thought I'd pass it on. It's rather interesting, and it's to deal with the Clintons. And the title of this is The Clinton Body Bags. Now, just to help you in case you've forgotten, many of these were supposedly friends of the Clintons. The first one was a James McDougal. Now, Clinton's convicted Whitewater partner died of an apparent heart attack while in solitary confinement. He was a key witness in Ken Starr's investigation. You know, Ken Starr was trying to impeach little old Clintons. But anyway, second person was Mary Mahoney. Now, she was a former White House intern. She was murdered July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown. The murder happened just after she was to go public with her story of sexual harassment in the White House. Interesting, huh? Who was in the White House in '97? Oh yeah, that was Billy Bob. Yeah. Now Vince Foster, he was a former White House counselor, and he was a colleague of Hillary Clinton at Little Rock's Rose law firm. He died of a gunshot wound to the head, and they ruled it a suicide. Number 4 in the hit parade was, or the bag parade, was Ron Brown. He was Secretary of Commerce and former DNC chairman. He was reported to have died by impact in a plane crash. A pathologist close to the investigation reported that there was a hole in the top of Brown's skull resembling a gunshot wound. At the time of his death, Brown was being investigated and spoke publicly about his willingness to cut a deal with prosecutors. The rest of the people on the plane also died. A few days later, the air traffic controller committed suicide. Wonder if that could have been because he had like radio communication and they had like audio. But anyway, now number 5 was a C. Victor Razor II. Razor, he was a major player in the Clinton fundraising organization. He died in a private plane crash in 1992. Number 6 was Paul Tully. Paul was a Democratic National Committee political director. He was found dead in a hotel room in Little Rock on September 1992. Described by Clinton as a dear friend and trusted advisor. Didn't tell you how he died. Number 7 was Ed Wiley. Now, Clinton fundraiser found dead November 1993 deep in the woods in Virginia of a gunshot wound to the head. This was also ruled a suicide. Ed Wiley died on the same day his wife Kathleen Wiley claimed Bill Clinton groped her in the Oval Office in the White House. Ed Wiley was involved in several of Clinton fundraising events. You know, I gotta believe that that Oval Office brings back a whole lot of real nice memories to that Clinton guy. What do you think? I mean, he's got Monica, he's got this groping with Ed Wiley's wife, he's got who knows whatever else he's got. I don't know, maybe if Hillary was a little more accommodating in the bedroom, you know, he wouldn't have to be doing all these things back then. Number 8, Jerry Parks, head of Clinton's gubernatorial security team in Little Rock. Gunned down in his car at a deserted intersection outside Little Rock. Parks' son said his father was a building dossier on Clinton. He was building a dossier. What do you expect? He allegedly threatened to reveal this information. After he died, the files were mysteriously removed from the house. Unbelievable, huh? Boy, I'll tell you what, that Clinton's a lucky guy, isn't he? James Bunch died from a gunshot suicide. It was reported that he had a black book of people which contained names of influential people who visited prostitutes in Texas and Arkansas. Number 10, James Wilson was found. I wonder if Clinton was on that list. You think maybe? I don't know. Anyway, James Wilson, he was found dead in May 1993 from apparent hanging suicide. He was reported to have ties to Whitewater. Yeah. Number 11, Kathy Ferguson, ex-wife of Arkansas trooper Danny Ferguson, was found dead in May 1994 in her living room with a gunshot to the head. Can you believe all these gunshots to the head? It was ruled a suicide, even though there were several packed suitcases as if she was going somewhere. Danny Ferguson was co-defendant along with Bill Clinton in the Paula Jones lawsuits. Kathy Ferguson was a possible corroborating witness for Paula Jones. Interesting. Now, number 12, Bill Shelton, Arkansas State Trooper and fiancé of Kathy Ferguson. Critical of the suicide ruling of his fiancée, he was found dead in June 1994 with a gunshot wound. also ruled a suicide at the gravesite of his fiancée. He must have really loved her. I wonder if it was the same caliber bullet that killed all of them. But anyway. Number 13, Gandhi Bao, attorney for Clinton's friend Dan Laster. He died of jumping out of a window of a tall building in 1994. His client was a convicted drug distributor. Number 14 is Florence Martin, accountant and subcontractor for the CIA. Was related to Barry Seal, Mena, Arkansas's airport drug smuggling case. He died of 3 gunshot wounds. Must have been a suicide. Number 15, Susan Coleman. She had an affair with Clinton when he was Arkansas Attorney General. She died of a gunshot wound to the back of the head. Also ruled as a suicide. She was pregnant at the time of her death. I wonder if they did like a DNA on that. You know what I mean? I wonder. But anyway. Number 17, Danny Castoro. He was investigative reporter investigating Mena Airport and Arkansas Development Finance Authority. He slit his wrists, apparently, in the middle of his investigation. Wow. Paula Welcher, attorney investigating corruption at Mena Airport. Yeah, she died 3 weeks before his death. John Parnell Walker, number 19. Barbara Wise, number 20. Charles Melcinaire, number 21. Dr. David Stanley Hurd, he died in a plane crash. He was number 22. Barry Seal, he was a drug-running TWA pilot. Death was no accident. Okay, John A. Latham Jr., mechanic, found a check made out to Bill Clinton in his trunk of his car at his repair shop. He was found dead after his car hit a utility pole. Number 25, Stanley Higgins. 26, Marshall Friday. Number 27, Kelly Ives. Now, the following persons had information on the Ives Henry case. And it was number 28, 29, 31, 32, 38, 34. Now, here's what's really interesting. The following Clinton bodyguards are dead. Major William S. Sparkley Jr., Captain Scott J. Reynolds, Sergeant Brian Hanley, Sergeant Tim Sabell, Major General William Robinson, Colonel William Demsberger, Colonel Robert Kelly, Specialists Gary Rhodes, Steve Wills, Robert Williams, Conway LeBeau, and Todd McKinnon. Quite an impressive list. Anyway, and now Hillary wants to run for president? I mean, you guys got to be kidding. This was contributed by a Tom Constantine, United States Marine Corps retired. You did a good job, Tom. Yeah, I mean, body bags everywhere. This is, Billy and Hillary. What a joke.